Hey guys, it's Miss Lynch. I want to tell you about this awesome book we're going to read this week called We Are Water Protectors. It's an awesome book written by one woman, so the writer, and illustrated the person who drew the pictures. So the person who wrote the story and the person who drew the pictures. Both of them are Native Americans, and they consulted with young girl activists from the Standing Rock tribe about protecting water, because there are some issues around the water in the region, in the community where a lot of young Native girls live. And so it's a great story. We'll read it in class this week. But one of the things I really loved about the story was this beautiful sea turtle. It has gorgeous pictures, I believe done in a watercolor paint. So I'm going to teach you today how to make a sea turtle underwater landscape. So a landscape is an outdoor scene that shows land, but you can have an underwater landscape, so it's an outdoor scene that takes place underwater. If you'd like to add other fish, or if you don't want to make a sea turtle and you would prefer to make a different creature to show our class, that is a-okay. If you want to make a shark or something different, that's great, because this is all about protecting the earth. So as I said, we'll read the story and we'll talk more about the story during class this week, during our live meeting. But in our live meeting, we'll talk about how there was oil and some things that were going to damage or hurt the water where the animals lived. And it was also water that was fresh drinking water for the people of the community. So let's learn how we can make a sea turtle. I'm going to use a Sharpie when I am drawing today, but I want you to start your drawings with a pencil because you can always erase. It's harder to see from a distance, so just like when we're in class, I like to use Sharpies, but that's only because it's easier to see. So I'm showing you here kind of a similar scene to what we saw in the book. So I like to start with my paper, not going up and down vertical, but going side to side horizontal. But it's up to you if you want to use a different style. So I start with a turtle shell. It's a large C shape, but the C is upside down. So maybe more of like an N even in what the shape is. Now, I want to make a bottom part of the shell, but one thing we notice when we look at a picture like this of a sea turtle, we notice that the sea turtle has the head coming out from underneath the shell, right? So when we've made this top back portion, we want to make this part here. So I like to curve it up here a little bit. So let me show you how I do that. So from the bottom down here, I go like this and I stop and I make kind of a curve here. That way I can make my turtle's head coming out right here. Now your turtle head can be any different type of shape. If you're not happy with it, sometimes people do this and they're not very happy with it, you can always start again or erase. That's why I love being able to use a pencil when I'm drawing. So if you're not happy, just start again. No big deal, right? Our big back, our down part, and maybe it's a little softer of a line. I think I like that one a lot better. That way I can make a turtle head coming out. Ooh, I like that one a lot better. Now we want to make our turtle in profile. So when we talk about pictures of things, we don't see the front of the turtle's face. We see the side of the turtle's face. So when we see the side, we can make like a smile or even an eye. We can make our turtle's legs. There's different types of legs for different types of turtles. There's box turtles, sea turtles. And our turtles usually have back legs too. Now, a turtle usually has 4 legs, unless they're injured. But we show something called overlap. So that means that we do not see the legs on the other side where they come out because they're all the way over the shell on the other side. So I can make my legs over here and they'll look a little bit smaller because they're on the other side. Even though they're not a different size than this one, they will look smaller because they're further away. I can make a turtle tail. And I I can even make another turtle leg. Maybe it's another one that's kind of behind that. Now, turtle shells are really fun. You could make cool patterns like we did last week and make wild shapes of any nature that you want. Some people I know, like when they make their turtle shells, they like to start with like a dot at the top and make lines going down. This is one way you can do it. And then they like to make curved lines going around. Ooh, almost looks like an igloo. You do not have to do it just that way. You can do it this way too. I like to do it this way. I like to make shapes. And I like to make curved lines. Looking more like a turtle shell. So making rectangles that are kind of curved on the bottom. Or even curved on the top. Like a smile. But it's up to you. If they're not perfect shapes, if some of them are a little different or a little strange, that's a-okay. Notice how I did that? Maybe one's more like a triangle. That's okay. It's really fun. So next up, we want to make our landscape, that outdoor part around our turtle. So there's a few different things that we can do. In this book, I love that there's this beautiful seaweed that's going on. And we see a few different types. Some are really big, some are smaller. So there's a few ways you can do this. I look at this one on the top here, and it's just more of a larger kind of wavy shape. So you could do that, make like a nice long wavy shape. You could even do a really cool wavy shape coming off the bottom from your seafloor. You could even make your seaweed like have arms. Or maybe you can even have it overlap. Watch this. I could pretend. And take this line, pretend. Whoa, overlap one on top of the other. Now, other ways that you can make seaweed that I really like to do, I'm gonna go on the edge over here, is you can make cool lines, like a nice wavy line. And then you can make almost like you would make like leaves on a flower or a plant. And these ones are fun because you can keep adding to them. You can make it go off into the distance and just keep adding. So they're really fun. So now I have this really cool seaweed going around my turtle. If you want to add some little fish in, you could. Maybe you want to add a starfish. Maybe you want to add some other undersea creatures like other baby turtles. Maybe you want to add sharks or maybe a jellyfish in the distance. So you could add whatever you would like in the background. That's the fun part. You can bring your artworks to our Google Meets and show them to your classmates. I'm going to color mine. You can paint them, color them in with colored pencils, or even use crayons. So think about what you want to do. Create a turtle. What's nice about this video is you can always go back and start again. And bring your turtles so we can see them. We'll read this awesome story with each other and we will have a great time. All right, so I will say, check out all my plants here. Get inspiration for my seaweed. So have a great week, guys. Love you. See you soon.